Hello folks and welcome! Wizuko here! So, the new Story of Seasons just dropped. Maybe you know, but most likely you don't. In the past, there was this one Harvest Moon game that I would come to love a lot. No, not that one. Yeet it out. Yeah, that's the one. That was my comfort game. So naturally, it wasn't easy to trust Story of Seasons. For me at least. But then I saw the trailer for Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town, and I knew I had to give it a go. And I gotta say, I like it a lot thus far, but there are also some things that I don't enjoy as much. So let me show you what happened so far. Well, the first 2 days of the game I've already covered on the channel, but quick recap. I created a character that was far cuter than I will ever be or ever was. Then I busted my motorcycle. I met Victor and he talks a lot, but bless him, he means well. And I didn't know how to pronounce dilapidated, and I'm still not comfortable saying it. I saw some seeds. I stalked some townsfolk and chose Jack to be my favorite for now. And that's basically for the first 2 days. On the third, I'd water some more plants, chop some wood, smash those little rocks, while I was dreaming of getting myself a Shiba. But alas, the time was not now. Instead, I goofed around with this neat new cannon. No product placement intended, but if you feel the urge to get yourself a new cannon now, let me know. And see those pictures? Aren't they just super pretty? I know. Art. But there is one thing that is kind of confusing to me. I have this camera option and I can take pictures, but I cannot make them full screen. So when I screenshot them to have them on my Switch, I also have the whole menu, the whole HUD, everything else around it as well. So I have no way of really looking at the picture for itself. That is not quite thought through in my opinion. But alas, from there on I continued to embarrass myself on Twitch while I learned how to fish. What I didn't quite get at the start, to be honest. But that's because I'm blonde, so that one's on me. And then I would hit the hay and call it a day. God, I love this saying. I want to use that now forever. The next day I would repair my now called chicken lay. I wanted to call it something else, but space limitations, you know, and I can understand why you would put space limitations here. It makes sense. Anyway, I got myself a nugget and I petted it. I chopped some more wood and watered my plants again. Then I went to the museum, like the scholar that I am, and donated a cute picture of a fox that I took. I also wanted to donate a picture of my nugget, but some people just don't understand the art behind it. So, in my frustration, I started to stalk Jack a little bit more and then went home to finally figure out how to fish. And to my surprise, I actually made it. Oh well, nature did, but I successfully took it away from nature. Then, the day after, I'd find an egg where my nugget sleeps. And I found out nugget eggs are a good source of income. So I see my dreams of getting a pet first slip away, but instead get another nugget to build. However, life is never that simple. So I couldn't get another nugget right away too, so I decided to chop some more wood for now as for anger management. While I was on a stroll around town, Victor introduced me to his son again. And to be honest, Victor's son is quite the uncomfortably relatable character for me. But more of that another time. Victor wanted me to help out, making Olive Town more of a town and less of just plain land, I guess. But I decided to go shopping before I check his demands. I wanted to see how much nuggets would cost me to buy, but Patricia here told me if I would buy a pet first, they would not only walk around my farm and my house, no, they would also go on walks with me together. So naturally, my priorities have changed completely now, and I wanted to buy a dog again, for which I was unfortunately far too poor. Because I'm an impulse buyer, And I shop when I feel down. I got myself some tulip seeds and saw them before I had some sleepy time. Then, the next day, I could harvest my first crops and wasted them on some cooking for strangers. I reinvested my fish money on new seeds and fodder, and I felt generous enough to donate some fish to the museum. No, not that one. No. Yeah, that one. See? Okay, I may have lied here. Those are not fish. They are crabs. Before going home, I also donated some logs the mayor requested to build up the city, which he put to good use while I slept. Well, I don't know if there is a difference. I, for sure, don't see one, but he's happy, so that's fine with me. So, some more watering, sowing, fishing, and egg discovering later, I checked this cave out, which turned out to be a very short trip because I didn't really watch my stamina. So, I continued to stalk some townsfolk, and it was great! In the end, I even got a new clothes store. But, joke's on me, this clothes store lady wants me, the customer, to bring her the materials she needs to get the clothes done. No wonder you couldn't make it in the city, sweetie. What kind of service is that? But thank goodness I'm a stress eater, and I cooked some food for a short, disproportional man and myself, of course. And I even got new cool stuff from him that I had no idea of how to use yet. But guess what? We're jumping forward. It's spring 12th already, and the comedy hands behind the game see life with a sunny side up and cracked up about puns exactly like those about the excellent egg event coming up. And I really like them a lot. It was awesome. So the day started great. But for it to be perfect, I wanted to do a misguided, stupid financial decision and buy a bigger bag just so I don't have to put my tools in my tool bag, which is free. But this misguided and stupid financial decision gave me the confidence that I needed to go to the other side of the farm that I just unlocked to chop some more wood, basically. But I also found some new stuff, you know, this and that. I have pepper now. Everyone loves the spice of life, right? Oh, and by the way, I also got a bucket, but I have never used it so far because I didn't really feel the need. But turns out this is actually a very important tool that I should have used a lot more. But this mistake aside, the farm was really doing great. I finally had some spare money, and that was all I could ask for. Or at least I thought so. Since the next day I would find out that my farm is actually haunted. And those little fluff balls I was wondering about were actually sprites. And they said they'd help me. Oh, cuties, bless them. They're so small. What shall they do? What are they supposed to do? Bless them. And see that? Yeah, I have no fucking clue of what I'm doing. Past me is so dumb. Thank goodness it was the egg event the next day, and I thought I could at least show off my egg hunting skills now. But after I talked to the townsfolk and collected every person's comment on the egg event, I found out that the actual egg event was nothing but a cutscene of me finding those eggs without any of my input. And honestly, I don't know if I like that or not. The event didn't really have any significance, and I don't see any point in participating again. All I did was go to town, have a word or two with everyone, and boom, 6 p.m. The only interesting thing about it was the dialogue that you could have with Lars and Beth here. Anyway, another day passes, and I had a mysterious encounter with, well, I actually don't know what with. Is that a ghost? Is that a person? Is it a spirit? I have no idea. But that reminded me again that I should have a look at the Sprite Village. Nothing really to do here, just collecting stuff and exchanging the coins you'd get for resources, which you could also find on your farm, so nothing too special going on here yet. Back in town, I discovered that the town hall got renovated with the stuff I was giving away previously. And again, I'm not sure what exactly changed, but maybe I'm not observant enough? Or maybe it really didn't change. I can't tell. I even looked it up and I still can't tell. Anyway, I got myself a new Pokemon and some seeds instead of thinking any more about that town hall thing. I also cooked up some new food in a villa and claimed some rewards so that I could get my first new furniture. However, when I was trying to place it, Turns out you cannot customize your house as freely as I thought I could. You only have those 4 squares to decorate freely. You gotta accept the rest as it is. That was a little letdown, I'll be real here. But I ventured further anyway, by getting myself a new cow quarter. I really wanted to call it after a burger place, but I couldn't really decide between all my options, so that I ended up with that. But look at Beef I was now able to give a home to. You gotta love her. The next day, I repeated my daily routine, but I also snatched a cool picture of that owl there that I was going to donate the next day until I discovered that I apparently unlocked my first heart event with Jack, which kinda left me less interested in Jack. First, why is Emilio so weird? I mean, why is he talking out what my character would have said, maybe? And besides that, Jack didn't seem to be as ambitious as I pictured him to be. He is still cute though. I'm just gonna start looking out for others as well. The next day, I chose to give Rolf more attention and find out what rangers are up to. He was my favorite from the trailer after all. And since nothing worth mentioning happened the next few days, let's skip forward. I stumbled into Rolf's first heart event. He didn't secure the area as he was supposed to, so that I got into a trap. But thank goodness that trap was for an injured rabbit, so the trap wasn't dangerous after all. Rolf wanted to help the little rabbit. He really likes animals. And that was basically all I got from that event. And I started to think maybe I'm expecting too much from the heart events? Maybe. To end the first spring, there still was the pet race waiting for me. And especially after the heart event I experienced with Ralph, I expected him to participate, since he likes animals and all. But to my surprise, he doesn't seem to have a pet, so he would not participate in the race. And the others were not quite the opponents I was expecting. I won by far, and I was surprised at how easy that was. That, by the way, was the first time I thought that it would be cool if the other villagers would have pets visibly in their homes as well. But it's okay, it's not like it's needed, but I admit it would have been a detail I would have appreciated a lot. For the last moments of spring, I sold some more stuff. And as you might have already seen or expected, I saved money for summer to come. Next month, I would be super ready to invest my money in some good seeds, and not just a few of them. So yeah, that was basically my first spring in Story of Seasons. And I enjoyed it a lot, not gonna lie. The game looks really cute. The animations are very cool and fluent, the game mechanics are easy and fun, it has all the typical mechanics that you would expect in a farming game, and I like the characters. But I don't love them. A lot of things would be also deserving of more detail, like the museum and the dialogues. But maybe I need to get to know the people more before I judge them. Yet, I personally also have an issue with the whole maker system. In my opinion, there are far too many, and that annoys me a lot. First, because I don't think it's aesthetically pleasing, and second, it's also very unpractical. It takes ages to get resources to work with, and you got to stand next to the machines far too much for refill. I really don't like them. And I personally don't really see the point. I mean, let me at least fill it up for multiple runs. But no, that is only my opinion though. I'm sure others don't mind. And the fun animations and gameplay still make me want to play more. So maybe we will meet again after my first summer. So I hope to see you in the next one there. And until then, have it good. And let me know in the comments down below what you thought of Story of Seasons so far.